Hi everyone, thank you for joining me here today. Today I've got something really exciting to share with you because I'm going to bring in you the new Cadence Collection. Now this is a collection like no other we've had before, and I had the privilege of going through the Cadence range and actually selecting a few items to bring to you here on Create and Craft, and they are absolutely beautiful. So if you've been watching some of our shows recently, you've seen that we've been introducing more of Cadence on our shows, introducing some new products, but also their very own stencils and rice papers, and you've been absolutely loving the imagery, the artwork, and the quality that you're actually getting with these. Now this collection launches on Create and Craft on the 23rd and 24th of November, so very soon it is coming up and you'll be able to see exactly what you can create and be inspired with this kit. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek today of everything that you're going to be getting in this kit, just so you can start to get some inspiration and get the cogs going as to what you're going to create. So what we've got in this one is, I'm going to save these till after. You saw some of the stencils there. These are the rice papers. Now they're absolutely beautiful, and you can just see the sheer size of these. These are A3 papers. So if I go like this, you'll be able to see them slightly better, okay? And what I'm going to do is take a piece of A3 white card, and as you see, as I place it behind the rice paper there, you can see it going behind it, and it just makes all the colours crisp and sharp and really pop off that page. Now this one is the Mosaic one. You can see here it is like, do you know, this one actually reminds me of all of the buildings in Barcelona where all the tiles are cracked and mosaicked all over them. There's absolutely beautiful, stunning buildings. Now this can be cut into, you've got tons of colour to work with in this. So in the actual show itself, we've introduced some beautiful products from Cadence. You've got your rusty patinas, antiquing powders, you've got some acrylics, metallics and waxes, crackles. All those really high quality products are going to be going alongside this collection, which really sort of cushions it and gives you everything you need to be able to create the stunning samples you'll see on the pack shop. And these papers, for example, you can see here, this is a glass plate with some of these papers on. We have some of the stenciling in the background here, but beautiful home decor pieces, items like this plate as well. These will be on the show, so you can actually recreate everything that you see on that show in your very own craft room, which is amazing because when I see inspiration or I see samples, I instantly want to be able to recreate that or put my own twist on it. And with this, you most definitely can do that, which is just an absolute beauty with it. So this is the first paper. So moving on to the next one, we have this one, which is stunning. This has a crackle in the background. We've got fragments. Of course, this show is called Fractured Forms, which really just represents sort of aged, antiqued and sort of distressed imagery and building architecture that you can apply to any craft surface. So you can see we've got the florals in here with the leaves, a big beautiful rose peony here, really nice colourways. And I selected these four particular rice papers because I wanted to be able to give you starting points and backgrounds. So you've actually got the base to work from and building your layers up. And there's so much tonal blending that you've got in here and colour matching that's been done for you. The only thing you need to do is craft with it and have fun, because all of the colour matching is done, so you can pick a paint that will go with the paper from the collection, stencil straight over, cover a vase straight away in this. Something beautiful for your home can instantly be transformed. We then also have this one, which Cadence have actually designed very, there's a lot of method to this one. It's very clever because we've got a full clock piece here and they've centralised the clock as well, but they've not put the hands on there purposely because then you can create your own clock with this. So if you see this sample here, you can see this one is on a plate with all the crackle around it and the rice paper in the centre. Now if you wanted to, you can stencil on some clock hands. We've got some clock hands on here, but you could drill straight through and pop your own clock mechanism there, or do a papercraft clock, or upcycle an existing clock from maybe a charity shop, somewhere like that. There's tons that you can do with this, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love this paper. So versatile and so much to do with it. Of course, think of dinner plates and table trays, place settings. Stunning, stunning piece of artwork. The next one we have on here, so this is your fourth one, and I think actually this is my favourite. It is a distressed panel board. Now you've got damask in here, you've got beautiful burnt oranges coming through, the grained wood on the backboard. This reminds me of industrial, sort of rustic appeal, but it has so much potential to become such a stunning background for any project. So you can apply this straight to your canvas board with a sentiment straight over. This could be wrapped around a candle. So for example, here we have a candle where I've actually wrapped this paper around, so it's actually going horizontally around it. How stunning is that? And I'm going to do a quick demonstration on this in this video today, just to show you how you can achieve something like that. But this paper is beautiful, and I think of snipping into this, creating borders with it, having it as apertures, having it as a frame. Really, really nice backgrounds to work with, and the colours in this, you've got a really pale sort of cobalt blue going through your rich browns tones to your rusty ambers. So a really nice piece that spans across the entire collection. And we do also have 2 stencils that are on offer for you from Cadence as well. I've got some boards to show you that go with these, just to really show what you can actually do with them. So we've got the brickwork here. Now, a distressed brickwork is just a must-have stencil. I've seen brickwork stencils before. They're very, very small, they're quite tiny. With this one, you can really get that paste through there. It's the full A4 page. So think of all the backgrounds you can create with this, popping your structure paste through it, puffing it up, giving it a raised effect, rubbing your waxes over it. This stencil looks incredible with gold paint onto black card. It's stunning, instantly stunning. And also backgrounds for cards as well. So even if you do paper crafting, your stencils and your rice papers tie into that as well, because you can create the most beautiful contemporary styled cards with these. And also if you like a bit of steampunk, this stencil really does speak to you, saying, please, please take me home, because how stunning is that? You've got the clockwork in here, the little stopwatch, and you've got all of the cogs going around here. You've got this beautiful butterfly where it overlays on the wing. Now what I've been doing with this one is stenciling the one wing here in my Dora Perla pastes, and then I've been stenciling it again on the reverse like this, so flipping it over, stenciling it again, and making up a 3-dimensional butterfly for my projects. Now that's something really nice to do and quite unique, because we've seen some butterflies before, but I've never seen one that looks so elegant whilst it's adorning all these steampunk fractures as well. So really lovely stencil to work with. And if I quickly just show you the 2 boards that we have. So you can see here we've got that brickwork. Now this is done with the rusty patinas. So we've got the rusty brown and we've got the oxide yellow in here. So we've got really, really nice colorways. And all that is using your stencil spray straight down onto the surface with your yellow and brown at the same time, blending them through, and you get an effect as stunning as that. So easy and achievable for absolutely any crafter. So you can see here how lovely that looks, horizontal or vertical as well. Really, really nice to work with. And the second one that we've got, of course, is that butterfly. Now you can see here rusty patinas again. We've got some of our Dora Perlas. So if I hold it up towards you, you'll actually be able to see the light sort of shimmering on these Dora Perlas there. You can sort of see all the sparkle. Now that looks beautiful as one piece on its own, but think of all of these individual elements that you've got here. You can fussy cut these out, add them as separate cogs, make up your own constellation of cogs, and maybe add them to another collection you've got. Because we've had some steampunk things from Cadence and Imagination before, so of course this ties into stuff you've already got in your stash from us already. So I want to show you a little technique, and it's something that I really enjoyed doing because I created a sample for this and I want to do a demonstration on air with this. So of course this allows me to have the time to properly be able to sit down with you and show you how you can create it from start to finish. So I've got a clear white pillar candle here. Now this is actually an oil candle. It has been used in lanterns. It's a bit scuffed and scratched, so it might not look too nice on its own, but we're going to completely transform it. And of course these are really inexpensive, they're really cheap. I think it was about £1 originally. So just to show you how we can upcycle this candle. I am using a wicked candle for this one, so it's a decorative piece. I'm not going to light it, but if you wanted to do it on an illuminated candle, you can buy the battery powered ones that do have the LED flicker wick inside them, and they also are made out of wax and also are quite inexpensive as well, but it's entirely up to you. But if you're using a wicked candle and it's a gift or for yourself, just remember to not light it. It is a decorative piece. So with my candle, I've got my beautiful Mosaic rice paper here, and what I'm going to do is just measure the height of my candle with this. So I can see my rice paper from top to bottom. There we are. I'm going to make a little mark with a pen here. And what I'm going to do is just measure the exact height of that. And I can see that that was 8.5, yeah, so 8.5. And then I'm going to go, let's have a look, 8.5 again here. So I'm going to be able to save some of my rice paper. Have a look, sorry, what was that? Yes, 8.5, double checking my measurements. There we are. Again, there we go. So I'm going to go straight down with my ruler, just like this. And I'm actually going to use a scalpel for this one. So of course, always be cautious when using a scalpel. The reason why I've chosen to do this with my rice papers, now you might have seen me actually using a water brush down the edge to give a feathered edge to this. I want a really crisp, sharp edge to this, so of course you could use your scissors to cut this, but because rice paper is so thin and it cuts like butter, so of course always make sure, be safe when you're using one of these. So I've got this the right height now for my candle, so it's going to act like a wraparound for this. So it's the right height, and then if I just test the length that I want it, and every single bit of rice paper that I'm snipping off I can save for future projects, so I can save them for my card crafting, I can add them behind my glass plates as a mosaic effect. They don't have to be solid pieces all together. So I'm going to take that off, and then I've just marked here and at the bottom here as well. So taking my ruler again, I'm using a metal ruler for this because I'm using a metal blade, so I don't want to strip any other cutting instrument that I may have, like a plastic ruler or a finished edge. So that way it cuts really nicely. There we are. So craft knives, super easy way of cutting your paper. So with our candle, you may have seen me using rice paper glue such as Cadence Decoupage Plus and fabric decoupage glue. Now they are perfect mediums to use with your rice papers if you're applying them to a surface that's not wax. So such as fabric, wood, concrete, stone, paper, corkboard, leather, any surface you want to cover, we have the glues on the show for that. But for this one I want to show you something different. So what we're going to do is take our trusty heat tool. I'm using my Kit and Caboodle heat gun for this one, and my rice paper and my candle alone. So minimal tools required for this project with such a stunning effect. So I'm going to start by lining my paper up on my candle just like this, okay? And I'm going to actually wrap it round already. So I've got it wrapped onto the candle, and it meets just nicely along the edge. Now because this is a mosaic pattern, it really doesn't matter about any pattern repeat because of course it's an obscure pattern, so every single time that you're going to use it, you don't need to worry about anything repeating. So I'm going to take my heat gun to this edge, let it heat up, and then start to place it over the actual rice paper. So it takes just a couple of seconds to get to temperature, then I'm actually going to apply it to the candle itself. Now what that's doing is actually melting the wax underneath the rice paper, and the wax will actually come through the paper, and it sets within seconds as soon as you take your heat gun away from it, and what that does is seals the paper onto it. So we're going to keep going round with this, and in any areas where possible, I'm just going to slightly tap it, there we are, just to stick it down, and I'm going to keep going round with this. And it's amazing, you probably can't see it picking up on camera, but you'll notice once I've finished this project, the camera will have a slight shine to it. Sorry, the candle will have a little shimmery shine, and that's actually a layer of wax over the surface. So I'm going to work my way down. Here we are. So I'm going to tilt this candle upright. There we go. And I'm just going to hold the rice paper on and start letting it soak all into it. Here we go. And it does it so quickly. It's actually sort of magical to watch it happen. It's amazing. And I'm just twisting it round. Do it this way around. Here we are. Keep going round and round with your candle. So I'm going to tilt it forward. Now this edge here, I'm going to stick this bit down. Here we go. So that's all melting in nicely. Starting to stick it all down. Just like that, there we are. Okay, so that is our candle. How incredible was that? That was actually amazing. I just love seeing it. Now that is, you can feel it's almost got like a glossy finish to it. And what that is it's the wax. It's actually sort of seeped through the rice paper and then coated it on the front. So now that rice paper is stuck to my candle, it's not coming off there. So of course this is now a decorative piece. You can use this as a table setting, you could use it in wedding place settings, you could use it to match your home decor, or it could spark a new idea for some home decor. And of course I've got a little candle holder here. Now this is one I've painted with my rusty patina that's on the show. So of course Really nice decoration. We have our other panelled one here. So you can make a collection of pillar candles with this, of course, interchangeable, whatever designs you wish to work on. Or maybe you want to make a tray. So of course we've got the clock piece here, this beautiful sample that could be taken as a tray. And we have our candles on there as well. So there's tons to work with this collection, and of course you're getting those 4 rice papers in there. You're getting 2 A4 stencils. They're all sort of industrial, rustic, but also have a really beautiful, delicate side to them as well. So there's things in there such as this rice paper that we have. This one actually reminds me, this one actually reminds me of the, say if you're in Greece, or there's images you see in the Greek islands where they've sort of had buildings where plaster's fallen back and there's imagery underneath the plaster, or if you've ever wallpapered at home. Okay, so if you've ever wallpapered at home or decorated where you've actually removed wallpaper and you see maybe an old bit of painting behind or an old set of wallpaper behind that, it's sort of like all them fragments and fractured areas of cracked plaster and bits of design, and it sort of feels really special, but it's beautiful, and of course you've got that on a rice paper. So there's tons to work with in this collection. It launches on the 23rd of November, which is a Tuesday at 6 p.m. as well. So I'll be there launching this for you. I can't wait for you to see it all. So thank you ever so much for joining. Do leave any comments down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible on that. Thank you.